There's evidence that Leslie Sloan started a smear campaign against Justin Baldoni. Hi and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Ashley Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood, working as an entertainment reporter, and as you know, a lot about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal drama that is never ending, and there's new twists every day. It's getting to a point now where it's getting really almost creepy, I think, with all these new developments, especially the Van Zandt lawsuit, the sham lawsuit, and this reporter from the Daily Mail that now there's big rumors that he's going to withdraw his sworn statements. Anyways, I hope there's not a lot of noise in the background today, but my neighbors started hammering. I don't know, they're renovating something, so sorry if there's any noise. Anyways, so I saw a lot of people speculating online in why Blake Lively hasn't been out celebrating her big win again after Justin Baldoni didn't amend the complaint that he said he was going to, that we now think there's other things in the works here. And one other reason for that is because Blake Lively has been completely silent since this happened. You remember last time when Justin Baldoni's lawsuit was dismissed by the judge, or partly dismissed, she went to Instagram immediately on her story saying that she's so happy on behalf of all the other victims, you know, that she could be like, oh, whatever. But anyway, she was on her Instagram being so happy and excited for this big win. But now, when his entire lawsuit is kind of gone at this point, in this moment, unless he appeals, she's dead quiet. Someone that's not quiet is her husband, Ryan Reynolds, who was on Time 100 cover yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? I don't know. Anyways, he is on the cover as one of the 100 most influential companies in the world. And Maximum Effort, which is this company, is being celebrated, and everyone's like, how much did he pay for this cover? I don't know. I don't know if you can buy these covers, but I think it's very suspicious. As you know, Blake Lively was also one of the 100 most influential people in the world, based on the fact that they gave some money to charity 6 years earlier that apparently never happened. I don't know, allegedly. But and then the CEO of Time 100 was interviewed, and she said, oh, but she had a great year. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure Ryan Reynolds is making a ton of money from his company. Anyways, in this interview, Ryan Reynolds had a dig at Justin Baldoni. Again, this is what he does. So Page 6 was reporting on it, saying that Ryan Reynolds makes thinly veiled dig at Justin Baldoni as Blake Lively legal battle takes unexpected turn. Oh, he's pity, they start. Ryan Reynolds seemingly made a thinly veiled dig at Baldoni while discussing the aftermath of Baldoni's lawsuits against him and wife Blake Lively for defamation and extortion. He told the outlet that it's actually given his business endeavors more visibility. Oh, isn't that the best way of saying it? That I became even more successful from all of this? I don't think so. He's quoted saying that accessibility and accountability are a big part of how I do things. Very accountability. Okay. The people that I work with know me, so there's never a question of anything like that. If you operate with some degrees of core values and integrity, they're going to help you up. If you're an a-hole, they're not. And that's pretty simple. He also said something very interesting here. He says that the public opinion is meaningless to him. It doesn't matter to Ryan Reynolds if so many people despise him. Yeah, I do find that really hard to believe, especially since he's come out in so many interviews and said that validation is extremely important to him, as we know it is. Why is he on this cover of Time 100 if validation isn't extremely important to him? And the thing is, if you think about it, why is Ryan Reynolds rich and famous? Because fans put him there. If the fans don't like him, he doesn't have a business anymore. He doesn't have a brand that's bankable anymore. So it should really matter to him. His entire business model is based on people buying his image and his products. He's quoted again saying that I can read something that says He should be drawn and quartered. I could read something that says I should win a Nobel Prize. Both are meaningless. That is such an insult to all his fans that actually still really love him, that it's meaningless to him if they like him or not. Then he says, none of us are comprised of our best moments. None of us are defined by our worst moments. We are something in the middle. Yeah, regarding that, remember that he called out Justin Baldoni and called him a predator? He didn't think that if that was true, that that would have been the worst moment for Justin Baldoni, if that were true, which it obviously isn't. So, but he decided to define Justin Baldoni like that. And then he's saying here that we are something in the middle. We are not defined by our worst moments. He's basically here trying to say that he's just emotionally detached from everything that has happened and he's doing so great. This is like this is like what you do when you just broke up with someone, with your boyfriend, and then you have like this revenge look. You're just losing a lot of weight. You go to the gym and then you post all these amazing pictures of yourself having so much fun to make that other person believe that, oh my God, I missed out on this. This is exactly what he's doing with that cover. He's like, oh, look at me. I don't care about all the nonsense that's going on out there in the public. I am so successful and I'm a good looking man and I have the most wonderful wife and supportive wife in the whole world. And so now he wants to portray himself here as a leader and a businessman, and at the same time undermining Baldoni without even saying his name. He's controlling or trying to control the narrative through this interview, again, having the last word in. But when you look online and you see the backlash from this, of course, he had to close off the comment section at maximum effort where he posted a photo of the cover. I think there's two covers, one with him showing his face and the other one with him showing his back head. And they said, because I'm not the face of this and blah, blah, blah. There's so many other people involved and he doesn't want to take all the credit for this. Like, yeah, right. Also, during this interview, the reporter explains that there's an awkward moment when Blake Lively's entering the room and she's kind of trying to find her favorite treats or something. So Daily Mail made a story about it, saying that awkward moment, Blake Lively interrupts Ryan Reynolds' Time interview with cringeworthy anecdotes. She was looking for some of her favorite treats, which are something called sour dried blueberries that taste like warheads, she says. She needs to get in there. Of course, this is also her thing that she does. I don't know if you remember, there was a few months ago, maybe a month ago, there was an interview, a Zoom interview with Ryan Reynolds. They were talking about Wrexham. And of course, Blake Lively starts walking around in the background. I've seen her do that in so many interviews. I think it was David Letterman as well, who was at their house, and then she all of a sudden just appears. These are the things they do, pretending that, oh, I didn't know you were in an interview with Time. I'm just going in here to get my favorite treats. Apparently, she highlighted the same thing when she was talking about her new berry taste for Betty Boo's the other day. She also said sour dried blueberries that taste like warheads to explain what it tastes like. So this is obviously another plant of products while Ryan was interviewed for Time. Anyways, people are not liking this online, as you can imagine. There's so many horrible comments on this cover. The Daily Mail did another story here where they're talking about how people are speculating in how he paid for this cover and for this honor. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. His company could be one of the 100 most influential companies. I know he makes a ton of money. I think it's a lot more suspicious what happened with Blake Lively when she was on that list of most influential people as a titan. That to me was just like, come on. Anyways, there's a lot more drama with this Van Zandt sham lawsuit. They're never. Thing is, Jennifer Abel is trying to get her hands on everything, and the filings back and forth is insane. They're like, oh, we don't want to give it to her. Oh, we already gave it to her. Okay, we're going to give it to her one more time. Then if she asks, all these communications are so ridiculous and it's costing so much money. It was like I was saying to Magnus the other day, if I was going to ask you, where do you want to go for dinner today? If I were a lawyer, I could put that 2 pages to explain that and why I was wanted to ask that question, in what context I wanted to ask that question. It's just so much word salad that is costing everyone a ton of money. But I really want this information to get out there. We need this information to get out there. So I really hope that Judge Schleiman is going to tell them, you have to show all your communication with Stephanie Jones and Blake Lively's team. That would be good. Because that, as I said before this week, that could change a lot of things, because the judge then could say potentially that this evidence is not admissible in court and they would have to toss it. And Blake Lively's claims of a smear campaign would be gone. And that could change things up a lot. So there's more development in James Vitushka, the Daily Mail reporter I've been talking about the last few days. So without a crystal ball, Katie Joey over there is talking about this a lot. She has the inside scoops on this. She's talking to some insiders who's telling her all this stuff and what's really going on there. And it's crazy. Apparently, the Daily Mail reporter has been granted whistleblower status. So I'm just going to explain again quickly what happened here. So James signed a sworn statement to the judge saying that it was all a misunderstanding, the communication that he had with Leslie Sloan, and that she never told him really anything negative about Baldoni. She never said that he was had he SA'd Blake Lively or SH'd her, which the text messages that he had given or that Justin Baldoni's team had gotten access to showed something quite different. But anyways, now it's been known that he was pressured from the Daily Mail to sign this sworn statement against his will. And that's when, after that, he fired the lawyers that Daily Mail gave him, the in-house lawyers from Daily Mail. And now he works with Mark Garagos' firm, who is a shark and a really good friend of Ryan Friedman. And he's been given this criminal attorney. And I'm thinking, I don't know how he can afford this, because now he's obviously have to pay for this himself. Or if Justin Baldoni's team here is helping him pay the legal bills, because as a journalist these days, you don't make much money, and you can definitely not afford an attorney like this unless someone's backing you or unless you have a lot of money saved up. And I don't know, that's just speculations from my side, but there's a lot of things going on here, and it's going to be really interesting to see if what Katie here is saying is going to happen. And she's saying that he is about to withdraw that statement or amend it, because what he was told to write in that statement is not the truth. Now that he was granted whistleblower status, that also says a lot. But from my experience, nothing ever really turns out great for any whistleblowers. Just putting that out there. I feel sorry for James for getting into this mess. I don't know really what happened here, if he regretted that he said those things under pressure, or what really happened was that Brian Friedman subpoenaed him and he had to show all the communication. But what we know is that when he signed this sworn statement and gave it to the judge, Leslie Sloan dropped her subpoena against Daily Mail. So that might be one of the reasons why the Daily Mail pressured him to sign this sworn affidavit. So now there are all these third parties here that could really affect the case. And if James Vitushka is deposed and have to say that that article that I mentioned the other day, where he was reporting on all these terrible things that someone on the inside had told him about Justin Baldoni, if that actually came from Leslie Sloan, there's evidence that Leslie Sloan started a smear campaign against Justin Baldoni. So this whole thing is going to be flipped around, and all of a sudden there's more evidence that they had a smear campaign against him than the other way around. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support and your tips. And please don't forget to check out my podcast. I will be posting that or publishing that later today here on my channel and on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, and iHeart. So if you're on any of those platforms too, please check it out. It's a really interesting episode that I'm super excited to share with you guys. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Flawsome Talk, and I'll see you soon. Bye.